Good game for us to play. Obviously after coming off two big wins with Ole Miss and North Carolina State, this was almost like a trap game with a really good Bradley team, a senior-laden team, really good guards, and were definitely capable of beating us. For us to come out and scrap through this game, it was ugly for a while because they just kind of hung around, and we could never push away until the very end. And when we did, we kind of let them get back into the game. But we went into the game to contain Darryl Brown and Nate Cannell, and we did an excellent job on those two guys. But Elijah Childs with 14 rebounds and 21 points, and all the tough things, the box outs, the charges, the 50-50 balls, they won that. So for us to still, the percentage that they shot from the three and from the field, and for us to barely win, it's a little disappointing, but we'll definitely take the win at home.
Coach, you kind of answered the question a little bit. I was kind of want to talk about your defense on Brown and Kendall. They come in averaging a little bit over 30 a game, and you only give up 6 points to them. Is that a point of emphasis going in each game? You look at the two teams that they're top scorers and try to shut them down. Is that a point of emphasis throughout the week?
We really want that ball to find a third and fourth option. We did a great job on stopping the initial play and the initial shot because they missed a ton of shots. But we just didn't do a good enough job on rebounding the basketball and boxing out.
Penny, Precious normally offensively is aggressive. He draws fouls. He gets to the free throw line. Today he seemed to be falling away on a lot of his shots. I don't think he got to the free throw line. Why do you think that was the case?
They just did a good job on him. Different teams are going to play him better than others. Some teams are going to play him better than others. And tonight they had his number. They shrunk the paint. They backed up. They let him come to them, and they didn't foul him, and they made him shoot tough shots. And he decided to take those shots and shot one going, and then all of a sudden it just worked against him the entire game offensively.
Penny, after the NC State game, you said that the first half was pretty much as good as this team can play given the current roster. And then today you struggle on offense. Is that just the mark of having a young team and part of the challenges that you have to deal with?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's just having a young team. When we got up like 12-2, 14-2, the young team thought it was over, and everybody started going into individual play. And that's not how you win. They had a great game plan going under on the screens on Alex and Damian, and over the screens on Tyler and Boogie, and we didn't make the adjustments. And whenever we did make the adjustments, we did not beat the five-man properly. So, they're just a part of the game, and you're going to go through that with young teams. Excuse me.
Hey, Coach, you said you did Malcolm probably a disservice, stick him in the game and in NC State. How do you evaluate his play after his second game?
He's going to get better every game. He got more minutes tonight, but his wind, the anxiety hits him, the nervous energy. He gets zapped out of energy pretty quickly, but he's gonna work his way back. He's gonna get better every game.
Boogie had a tough fall tonight. Kind of, we went up for the dunk and got fouled. When he went down, kind of, what was going through your mind when you saw him go down like that?
Man, it was an ugly fall because he hit like all back on the floor, so he's gonna be very sore tomorrow. My thing is he going to be ready to play by Saturday? Because that was a hard fall. He's probably not going to feel it now because of the adrenaline, but tomorrow morning when he wakes up, we'll see where it goes from there. So we don't need any more injuries, and I'm just hoping that he's going to be better by Saturday.
Coach, seeing Darryl Brown grow up, and how uncharacteristic do you think this performance was of him today, just shooting 1 to 16 from the field?
Yeah, obviously that's Darryl's probably worst game of his career, but it worked against him coming back home. Just being at home in front of his family and his friends, and to want to beat us really badly. His senior season, it just kind of worked against him. When he missed those first couple of free throws, I knew he was out of sorts because he doesn't miss free throws. And his jump shot, he usually doesn't miss that many open shots either. So it just worked against him with the energy that happened with the family and wanting to play well. And I'm sure the next game he plays, he's going to make up for that.
Penny, you mentioned at the start, you kind of needed a game like this where things didn't work, and you still won by double digits. When you say needed a game like this, having the different experiences this team has already gone through, how much do you think that can help as you move forward now?
No, it's going to help a lot because we didn't choose Bradley because we thought that we can win the game. We picked Bradley because we thought they were one of the tougher teams in the country last year. They won their conference tournament, and they played Michigan State down to the wire. And most of those guys came back, and we wanted that game because it was just another game that we knew we were going to play a senior-laden team that knows how to play and knows how to win on the road. They just beat a really good Kansas State team in the Thanksgiving tournament. Even though they lost to Northwestern the day before, they bounced back. So we needed this game for a lot of reasons, and to be able to win this, we won it ugly, but to be able to win it in double digits with a young team, it does build confidence.
Penny, career high for Alo tonight. His numbers are up across the board this year. As someone that's been around him as long as you have, we know kind of the struggles of last year. Mm-hmm. Did you know this day would eventually come for him?
Yeah, for sure. But what happened with Alex last year is a lot that happens to a lot of freshmen. They try to do more than what they're supposed to do. They kind of get away from their own games. They start reading the clippings and want to be somebody that they don't supposed to be. Alex has always been an energy player, great defender, get the team involved, and get to the basket and get to the foul line. And last year he tried to become a jump shooter and started doing things that he wasn't used to doing. This year he's coming in playing his game. He's letting the game come to him. He's running the show, and he's looking really good because that's who he's always been.
Penny, we saw a look at the end of or in the second half there with 4 guards on the floor. I think it was Alo, Tyler, Boogie, and Damian. What did you like about that 4-guard lineup?
Well, I liked it because they were already small, and I feel like our smalls could handle what they had. The only problem is Elijah Childs was a humongous problem for us, but DJ could guard him, and everybody else was small. So that was a good look for us.
Coach, is this pretty much what you would expect if Precious has been leading the team in scoring and he didn't get it going tonight, and Alo was the one who stepped up scoring? Is that pretty much what you expect from the team? Is if one person doesn't, next man would just
absolutely. And I think the team needs to understand that it's not going to always be your night, and you can't force it. When it's not your night offensively, that's when you go and do what Precious did: 5 blocks and 14 rebounds. You can't force it. Everybody on this team is talented and gifted, and it can come from any different direction. From all these players, we have a very deep team, so you can't go in every night saying, I'm going to lead the team in scoring, because it might not be your night. Obviously, yeah. These guys want to play well. They have a lot of pride, and they work on their game, so when they have an off night, then it definitely it bothers them a lot. You can tell.
Coach, you're from Memphis. You had 2 Memphis guards on your team tonight. You had 2 across the board. Do you think your Memphis guards took the game personal tonight to make sure they had a good one and put on a good performance?
Absolutely. I'm sure Daryl and Antonio talked about playing against Tyler and Alo. There's no doubt in my mind, because all 4 of those guys are just so competitive, and it was good to see those guys go at it in battle.
Penny, how disappointing was the news from the NCAA on Isaiah Stokes, and did you expect that decision by them?
I'm very disappointed, but I expected the decision.
A winning streak is a winning streak, but you guys are sort of winning differently. They don't all look the same. They're not all blowouts. They're not all, super close games. So would you rather it be like that, or would you rather be winning all one way? Or
I can look at it in a lot of different ways. Obviously, when you get a 20-point lead like we had on North Carolina State, you want to finish the deal. You want to win by 20, 25, 30. Same thing tonight. When we had them on the ropes, we wanted to knock them out. But it does show when some adversity hits that this team can kind of bond together, make a play for one another, make a shot, make free throws, get a stop when they have to. And I think it's just boding well for us when those type of games happen, because we'll be ready when we play, those type of games. It won't be new to us. But as a coach, when you get up that many points, you'd rather seal the deal. You'd rather execute, box out, rebound, and seal the deal.
Got time for one more?
Penny, Alex got in here after the game. He said that it was a terrible game for the team, but they won, and he really wants the guys to toughen up. When he says toughen up, what's sort of your definition of that?
Boxing out, getting on the floor for 50-50 ball, taking charges. We don't do enough of that. Obviously, the kids aren't soft as young men, but they play the game in a way that you can't survive on this level when you play really good teams, because they're going to do all those small things. And Alo, when he says that, he's talking about not giving up 23 offensive rebounds, being the first to the floor, taking charges when you're supposed to take charges, and that's all the tough stuff, and that's what we have to be able to do.